If you're brand new to dirt biking or you just started with a manual clutch and wondering what will happen if you let the clutch out too quickly, well, this is what will happen. See, when you're at a stop, you let it out and you let it out too quickly and the bike stalls. Now, will this hurt the engine or the clutch or anything? Well, no, not really, because the engine and transmission is built to be durable so that it can withstand simple stalling like that. It's actually harder on the engine and transmission if you're being more aggressive with the throttle and the clutch and the shifting, like if you're an expert racer. But if you're a beginner, you don't need to worry about that right now. So how do you stop stalling? So if you keep letting the clutch out too quickly, this can get frustrating because you have to constantly restart the engine, especially if it's a kickstart. It's really frustrating. It'll wear your lug out. So what you want to do is stop stalling. And so how do you do that? Well, most people make the habit of letting the clutch out too quickly. But how do you know how slowly you need to let the clutch out? Well, most people, they start feeling the bike move and then they think, oh, it's moving fast enough. So most people think that once the bike starts moving, they can let the clutch out. But no, most bikes will stall if you're only going 1 or 2 miles an hour. And if you're riding like a motocross or enduro bike with a wide or with a close ratio transmission, you got to be going like 7-8 miles an hour before you can fully let out the clutch. Because first gear is a lot taller. We're on a trail bike like this, you can be going about 4 miles an hour before you let the clutch out. And that's why it's easier to learn how to ride and use the clutch on a beginner-friendly trail bike. So what do? Well, you slowly let out the clutch, and once you feel the bike start to move, you keep slowly letting it out. You can give it a tiny bit of gas if you want, but not too much. And don't let the clutch all the way out until you're going fast enough to put your feet on the pegs, and then you can let the clutch all the way out and you're good. You're not stalling anymore. But if you feel like you need to use too much throttle to get going without stalling, this can cause you to whiskey throttle, or once you do start going, the throttle can be hard to manage. It makes it really jerky and you don't want to run into a tree. And if that's the case, you should watch this video on how not to whiskey throttle into a tree.